Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We're back in Scotland, staring at Rutherglen Station, how it was back in episode 5. I've done a little bit of work, mainly infrastructure, but also a lot of happy little trees there. And it's looking a bit better, it's starting to come together. I've also added a bit of detail, as you can see, to the entrance to the station. So that's functional. It is functional because I've added a bus stop and it does reach the station, so we may even see some people walk down there once we've got the AI up and running around here. Today's episode might be a little bit shorter than usual, as I've had a few issues, shall we say, before I recorded this. Mainly Windows. The last Windows update has changed the way I had to record this. I've recorded it the same way for 3 years, everything you've seen on YouTube, and the Windows update meant I had to try and find another way of doing it. So hopefully things look okay. Then I had an issue with a mod. Anyway, it's all been fixed, I hope. This is the little entrance to the station that I detailed up, and there's our train. If there weren't enough things to go wrong, I'm going to try a bit of a build today. And then we'll take a look at everything I've tweaked a little bit. But yes, what are we up to today? Dalmarnock. I hope I pronounced that right. That's going to be a toughie. We'll take a look at the map as we head over that way. It's going to extend this line here. The Whifflet line? Yeah, I should have looked that up. I'm a bit flustered, guys. But it's okay. I'm sure... once I get building this, everything's going to be a little better. I fixed this bit of wall. We shouldn't see that if we come into here. Yep, that's gone. And I've also removed the mod that shoves the signals forward a little bit. So now it doesn't stick onto the track. Now, it was mentioned that the catenary for the UK tracks here has massive gaps in between it. And so it drifts off on tight corners. There's not much we can do about that other than not have the fancy UK tracks here. I'm going to say it doesn't really matter, as I mean, it doesn't actually use these. Yeah, it's fine, isn't it? We'll live with that. I've added a bit of extra support to this bridge. There we go. It's not quite such a large span. That heads off that way. If we continue down the track here, we have an extra bridge. And there goes our little train again. Hopefully that'll have an extended line today. Still needs a little bit of work here. And I've extended this junction. We should have everything required to get across to the West Coast Main Line from Rutherglen over here. So that should be a thing we can do now. I've added the start of this junction. It's not pretty. A bit slopey, but I'll take it. Roads are not my major concern. We could do a little bit of detailing here before we head off. So let's get into these lovely mods here. There we go. We're going to add the brickwork that's on here. This is very risky down here. We're below sea level, so it does like to create little squares of water. But anyway, we need 4 tracks. That's how wide we are. This should be enough. I'm going to go with stone brown. It's quite close to how it is. And we're just going to put these in and make it look a little better. Now, if we go this side, we should be able to put them at the end of the beams here. There we go. And we can fill the rest of this in with just some plain brickwork here. And it should hide all the gubbins that we've got going on there. We don't need those either, do we? No walls. We'll just add it like that. I don't think we can make it any wider. But there we go. Is that right? It's a bit flashy, isn't it? I don't think it matters that it's flashing. Can we go one along? No, there's a gap. Never mind. We'll put that in. That's fine. We won't notice the flashing 9 times out of 10. But underneath, you'll see we've got some wall there now. We could have had the bridge a little shorter, of course. But this took a lot of work to get in. There was not much room. I had to try and get the motorway back down, the M74, and get this running a little closer to track height for heading up there. I've also extended the River Clyde here is wiggling its way towards us because we're going to need it when we head over here. If we do go to, what's it called? Carmyle. I've added the bus stop that's on the corner here. And of course I've called it Carmyle Station. We're going to do that for all of our bus routes. I will try and get them all in, or as many as possible. It's looking a little tidier and slowly coming together. There goes our other train over there. This livery here is the midpoint one. The orange one would have been the older one. So I've been reliably informed. We'll probably take a look at the orange ones as well. And put those on. There we go, there goes our diesel. We do have some more diesels here. This line here was only recently electrified. There used to be diesels running along here all the time. We'll be running the diesels, otherwise we won't get to see them very often. We'll also be running steam under the catenary at some point, because it's all about looking at the trains on the modern network. So over here, this is where we are today. This is going to be... should we say a little tricky what we've got to do? Should we take a look at the map? There we go. This is our station. It is in a cutting, a big cutting. I have some new mods installed, so I'm hoping they're going to help us out. We are going to have to liberally use our artistic license, as we don't have the exact things required to make this station work. But I'm going to give it my best shot. That's what we're doing. And this is where we've got to fit it in. Goodness me. First off, we're absolutely going to have to shift this back, because I came at this height thinking that I'd have enough to get down there. The whole idea of this is to do Dalmarnock here. Let's get rid of the bulldozer just in case. Dalmarnock here, then Bridgeton. And then there's a lower level to Glasgow Central that this line is going to be heading to. I don't know if we'll get this one in. We might be able to. But yes, we've got to somehow figure out how do we get the lower level platforms in at Glasgow Central. Which is why I've not beautified this up any further, in case we have to do some shenanigans to get that working. But there we go. Yes, that's not what we're doing today. We are over here. Let's delete all this back and start again. We definitely need to come down quite a bit more. So what I'm thinking is we start heading down from this point. We'll use this track to get our height. We've come down a little more. We're going to... Oh, we can still make the bridge. This is beautiful. And we've lost quite a bit of height. I'm not going to worry about boats getting under here at all. Our concern is rail. We could always put boat assets on if we really need them on there. There we go. That sort of works for me. Now, we could maybe get it a little closer, to be fair. It depends. Yeah, can we do it from there? Right, let's get that same bridge. As long as we stay at the same slope, we should be okay. That's better, isn't it? Much nicer. Let's get you in. And then we need to start heading down from here as well. We're still not really heading down enough, but we can drop it down to be a little more aggressive. And then we can go up to there somewhere. That's probably not going to be enough. What we'll more than likely do is just draw the track in from here once we decide where we want our station. If we can get this working though, it'll be ace, wouldn't it? Connect you up there, go across with you, and we're going to get us the disused track to go across on that side, and that can link back up to here quite nicely. There we go. We don't need electrification on the disused track there. Now we can take it off of this section. Beautiful. That's going to go off and end there somewhere, probably straight after the bridge. And okay, we're set up. We may need some more, in fact we will need some more crossovers in here, but we'll worry about that after we've got the station in. Now it is straight just here. In order to squeeze it in, I think we have to go a little further away from the river for a start. which might help us up here connecting to Glasgow Central. I still don't know how we're going to achieve that. I'm going to have to experiment. But until that happens, we should just do our best to get this station in. We are going to use the UK style, and we'll start with 80. We can just get an angle going. We don't want any building, high speed, and we'll definitely start dropping down until we do that. That should be good enough. We can colour in the ground. It's going to be raised up anyway. Once we're done, we're going to have 2 platforms. Where is our bridge? So if we go somewhere like that, I know we're at an angle and we shouldn't be. Here's the other way of thinking about this. We could make the track tighter so that we are actually facing the right direction. Where we bury underground, we can like wiggle around, can't we? And come back to the... Yeah, do you know what? Change of plan, guys. We're going to try that instead. We definitely do need to be down as far as possible. Let's go down a couple more. As long as the section of track up to here will go further to give us a bit of a run up. It does mean moving stuff around up here. Doesn't look much at the moment, does it? Let's get back to this. The high speed track. Is that good enough? Oh, do you know, it's not bad, is it? We can use N to take the curvature out a little bit. Just tap it down 1 and get you in there. Okay, doesn't look too bad. Right, and then this is just going to drift off here and end somewhere like that. There we go. That's just going to end there. And then we'll have trees. Let's official episode then. Oh, don't ruin your river though. Now, we might be able to make this a little bit longer, heading that way. What we're going to do is we'll be adding us some street access that's elevated. So if we go to passenger and scroll along here, I was hoping for a 9-meter one. I guess a 12-meter one will have to suffice. It's going to be tricky. It really is going to be a tricky build. You in there, you in there. We are very close to the water, aren't we, just there? It might be worth heading out a little further. No, that'll be fine. We'll make it work, guys. Now what we can do is get some extra platforms in over there and send it out. I think that makes it about 120. A little longer, possibly. It does have a curve on the end. If we use our fancy station thing that we've got, we won't be able to add these buildings in. Right, I think we can move these forward a bit now, away from the water. Passenger buildings. Let's get you back in there. There we go. We'll put these closer to this end and slightly offset like that. Not how it is. We're going to colour it in. But I do like the Cambuslang halt. Not what it is. I do like the little building we get at the top. That's going to help us no end for detailing. Let's change this to Dalmarnock. There we go. We're going to need roads up here on either side. I'm going to go with just a 4-lane UK road for this side. And then we'll do something a little different. Oh, you know what we should do? Let's get our terrain tools before we do anything else. Get this strength up. Let's flatten out the area. It won't be 100% perfect, but we're going to need this height anyway. Hopefully it gives us enough height at this end as well. And we should be able to just go around here. There we go. A little bit of terraforming. Then we need to get our road in. So if we get this quite close to the station, make sure that we're flat. It's actually got a bit of a curve in. I'm going to aim for the big old crossroads we've got here. So we'll start aiming that way. Our plan is to head down now and a sharp turn, much sharper than it is in real life. What we'll need to do before we attempt that is raise up the ground as high as possible around here, just so we can force the game's hand into giving us a tunnel. What we need to do is just start heading down, otherwise we stick out the other end here. Oh yeah, we're going to need to go right down, aren't we? Well, I mean, one thing we can do is give us a bit more of a raised section here. That should do. No, don't smooth it. That should do, I think. and we can head round. Where's the new station going to be? We need to go quite sharp, won't we? I guess we can move everything along a bit from the water's edge. We can also move the river if need be. Would that be about where we need to go? This is just to make sure we keep tunneling. We do that and head down. There we go. And then we don't need such a slope, do we? What's this? Tunnel type 4. I mean, that's kind of nice. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I'm going to say we can just use the default one there. It's not a fast corner, but it doesn't need to be for us. There we go. I think that'll do us. That's a good start, isn't it? Now, if we're going around here, where do we need to level out? Here, perhaps? Let's just see where that takes us. If we go straight. There we go. We're underground, and we'll be able to make an underground station just there. So take that back. This is the depth we're going, and we're going to continue at that depth. So that's where we flatten out. Then we can have our next station. Does it really matter? The stations are really close together? I don't think so. Considering this is what, half scale, it would only be double the journey, wouldn't it? We probably won't need the one just before Glasgow Central there. Did I turn catenary off? You did. Let's fix that before we go any further. There we go. Catenary everywhere that we need it. Now we can work on the roads that we have this up here. And we should be able to flatten this back down to the correct height. Is it going to do something silly here? Of course you will. This game sometimes. It's fine. We'll make it work. Okay, let's get this main road in. I'm actually going to go for the urban expressway for this. And the 4-lane urban expressway. Because we need to kind of curve in. We're going to give us a straight section where we need it. Can we go across there? Ah, you see, we can take that off. Can we get rid of it completely? No. That's a little unfortunate, isn't it? I don't know what's going on there. Maybe we can get it to work. Let's try. We'll get it doing this. Will that allow us to smooth that out a touch? It will, guys. I think we can do it. Right, we've got it. That's good news, isn't it? Okay, so we'll have this main road heading up that way. Do we want to head down? Not yet. I would like to get the junction done first. We can worry about the niceties of the road at some point, maybe. I'm not overly bothered. As long as it looks the part once we're done. Okay, there we go. We're obviously going to be on the wrong side as well. This can then start heading out that way. And we can maybe take this off. Ah, and it's left that. Perfect. That's wonderful, isn't it? Then we can get the curve that we require. There we go. This one has just like a little side street down here. Heading at a bit of an angle, and then it's a dead end. So we'll put that in. And we'll just go with this, something like that. And we should be able to go across like that. That's about the angle. We'll fill in the rest up this end. We don't want it to attach. And that heads off that way. I'm not sure where we're going to go with the water here. Going to be a little tricky. I know it looks a bit of a mess at the moment. Hopefully it won't when we're done. Let's give us a little bit of ballast to work with here. We go from there. We should be able to just go straight. This won't matter too much that it's going to be all glowy, because what we're doing with this is we're using it to build on. That's going to be our building block. Just go straight up to there. What it will do is it will give us a nice cutting to work with. This section, what we might do is not go up with the track, but draw a section of ballast out and flat. Probably from the station here, and then we can attach more ballast to the other side of it. Yeah, I'm yet to decide on that one. But let's flatten this out, see if we can get... Yeah, that's given us a nice edge, hasn't it? I like that. We're going to need that just there. And we're going to need it along here as well. We're going to come down at some point. I know it's going to be a bit of a gap. But we can also do things like this and just make the river a little smaller here. It's probably way too big anyway. Maybe even just move it along that way. Now let's go with circle. Go. And we'll bring this in a little further as well. Just make it a little skinnier. or beautify it. Most of it's going to be hidden with some trees and bridges going across. That's better, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think it needed to be that wide, did it? And then we can move that along. That's how I've been creating the river extension that we have here. And if you mess up like that... Oh dear! My mouse hit a bump. And we created a bizarre section in the river there. There we go. Let's get you over there. Beautiful. Okay, we've moved our river along a little bit. This is our artistic license, waving it around. There we go. Beautiful. That's alright, isn't it? That's alright. We should be able to get our track going around there as well. This road should be heading away now. I just wanted this flat section here, so it made it a little easier. Head off this direction. Might even head down, I'm not sure yet. That's going to start heading off over there, as we have a large section here. We don't have a lot of room. I'm probably going to head it down. Right, and then we can tidy that up, I hope. Beautiful. Official episode again. Everywhere is official today. I'm just happy to get recording today. Been one of those days. Okay. We have a station. It's named correctly. I like it. I don't know whether I'm going to put a bridge in here. I think this will just do it. I do like these though, don't you? Up here. Aren't they wonderful? It's going to look the part. Now, we'll need buses up here. They're going to be on the opposite side to what they should be, given our roads. So let's get in a couple of bus stops. They're going to be shelters. Let's stick these in. They're fairly close to that. We'll have them a little closer than real life. There's one there, one there. This one would be called, not that. I believe the full name of this stop is Dalmarnock Railway Station. There we go. And this one I'm going to have to look up. I think it's Springfield Road. Do you know, I'm going to guess. Springfield Road. Now, before I go and double check, is that correct for anybody that knows this stop? We also have somewhere up here is Celtic Park. We don't have any football stadiums assets as far as I know, so we won't be able to put that in. We're going to have to do something around here to make this look way better than it currently is. We may be able to get away with it by using the ballast around here. It would be kind of nice if we keep that flat. I don't think we can... Well, we can. Well, there you go. Yeah, we can cover that up, can't we? And make it look like a pavement. Oh. Oh, I'm so excited right now. There we go. Then we can smooth that out. That's helping, isn't it? Does that mean we can do something similar here? That would be beautiful if we can. Go on. Snap to that. Oh, we can. Look at that. It's amazing. And how far can you go up here? Right up to the building. Oh, it's brilliant. And then can you go like this? There we go. That should be all we need. Probably don't need this section, to be fair. Just close that off there. Okay. I'm a little bit surprised this is working, but I'll take it. Now, we need you to go like that, if possible. No, don't. Can you go straight? Can we do this? Maybe it would be better to do something like this as well. Ooh, be careful. Do something like that as well to flatten it out. Ooh, be really careful, Grand. A little bit overkill, maybe? Maybe. I do like it, though. What we need to do down here is make that a little wider. And I think this side will be okay, but we may as well give it a little bit more of an edge to it there. There we go. We can fill the rest in with building blocks, which is what we'll do shortly. Can we get something similar happening this side? I don't think we'll need it this side. Alright. The infrastructure is done. If we look at it down from this angle. Yeah, this is coming across from this road. Sort of like that over the top. We're going to have to figure out how we get that working. I guess we can experiment. Do you know what I should do, though, given how things are going today? Now that we're saved, let's dig into the assets here and see if we can't concreteify this up. That's a bit glary. Hopefully we can hide all that. If we get these and go for concrete, which is pretty much all it is, and we can adjust the height of it a little bit. I don't think it's going to need to be too high. That's excessive. That might do it. Just like that. I see we've got, yeah, this bit is curving. We do want to sort of cut across the platform. More than it does in real life, I'm going to say, because we want to exaggerate it a little bit, don't we? And if we get long, yeah, there we go. Now, can we push the track center out? We can cover up the pavement. I don't know if anybody's going to be using the pavement. Can we go down one more? Oh, we might be able to go down a little. Oh, there we go. As long as we hide all the ballast that we're using, it doesn't matter about cutting in. Do we go under there? It's not quite flat here, is it? Something's not flat. I bet it's this section. Let's undo that. See if we can't get this better. We need a nice solid base to work from. Lock into place. Oh, it's a nightmare. There we go. We locked into place. Perhaps I just needed to be higher. Well, let's see how that works. Does that give us... No, you're still going under there. Is that road just not flat? It might not be. It looks flat to me. I redrew it, zooming out a bit. See if we get it flatter. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Sort of. I want to redraw this road, I think. And I want to make sure it's very straight and very flat. Is that better? Oh, I think it might be, guys. Yes. I mean, it might be acceptable just to do it like that. It does go down. You can see it there. It's not perfectly flat. And we can overlap with this one. Right on the edge of the road there. Right, just up to that there. Okay, okay. Looks like a proper little pavement on the side there. I'll take it. It doesn't look great with the grass still all over it. Now we need to go back with this being wide. We are going to put some buildings on top, so you won't see some of this. Let's bring that track center down a little more, shall we? This is the tweaking that I usually do to get this to work. And we're going to make it something like that. We could have that quite a bit wider, couldn't we? To get the desired effect. Let me go with that. There we go. That was a fluke. Right, now can you just go round here? Just so we've got a bit of a base for our buildings to go on. There we go. We just need to get kind of the idea of the station. It is sort of working for me. I think we can get this working. Yes, that's better. No, that's terrible. I might have to work on this side. This section here is not the flattest, is it? Well, do you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to get rid of all of this grass because it's kind of making it look worse than it should be. Get this down and we'll just turn that into asphalt. That should do. Right. Hide all that. There we go. Do it all round here. We don't need grass, do we, coming through the concrete there. Yeah, that's sort of the shape. That's just a little bit off there. I might just get rid of that and do it manually. We can just raise it up and rotate it. Sometimes that is better. Why is that short? Oh, because you've rotated it wrong. Well played. Right, get you out there. There we go. That's a little straighter. And can we do the same here? There. Get in. I'll take it. It's better. Guys, we got it in. Manually. It's not pleasant, but I'll take it. I think what we'll do, looking at that, is I'll go away and I'll mess with this because it was coming in too far. We need a bit more of a gap here, and I would like these to come out probably a little further. Yeah. It's going to be difficult to get that angle. The question I have, though, is there anything we can do to make that work? There is, on this side, a giant, like a viaduct-y type thing with water tanks in them. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to get that working. or if we're going to have the right tools for the job, we can get us a nice base up here. About 20. It's absolutely giant. Not like that, though. It's an absolutely giant structure. And it looks the part as well. Let's get rid of all the things we put on. There we go. We do need a giant wall. It's not going to be that. It's going to be more of a brick. I might go with... I don't know what brick to go with, to be fair. Might go with something like that. Yeah, that might do it. We can put it in here. It is about that high, I would say. Maybe a little shorter. We can go a little shorter, can't we? Let's go 10 and then 6. See how that is. There we go. That might work. Yeah. And that's going to be along here. We may need to go track center a little bit. And then we can work on the width. There's a little staircase and everything that we're probably not going to fit in. Where can we go on a track center here? Something like that. Do we need a gap? I mean, if there is a gap, it's not the worst, is it? There we go. It's going to cover some of the track there, but I'm not really bothered about that. If we put that along here. Oh, yeah, that looks like the little signposts are in the... Oh, it's beautiful, guys. Looks like the signposts are in the wall. Attached to the actual wall itself. Oh, please work. If we can get this in. I might have to choose a different texture. Yeah. The point of this one is going to be to show you the idea behind it. Come on, snap to that last bit, please. Come on. Almost. Guys, I got it in. Yes, I'm sort of happy with that. It's going to be a little bit closer to the track here. We can put it in from that point. And probably a little lower as well. But we need to block that off what we're doing there. And then we can maybe drop that down quite a bit. Maybe something like that. And go straight out from there. We'll separate this bit of ballast from this and just go straight. But everything else, I'm going to be kind of happy with this. I like this. That they're sticking out the wall. It kind of works. I don't know what these little bits are, but yeah. It's sort of coming together. We've got to find some buildings to put in here. There'll be something going across here similar to what we had before. So we got our little pavement thing going on here. How far do we need that? Probably not as wide. Wider than that though. A. Maybe A. There we go. We can probably just put it in like that, couldn't we? And make it a little bit wider. We'll go right at the edge of the building here. Maybe we can go down just a touch. Like that. Oh, not with that texture though. What are you doing, Grand? Oh, was it 7? I think it was 7. I think we can hide this with a building, but we do need a bit of structure here somewhere. Something like that should do. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Now we can give this a little bit of a better texture as well. If we hold shift, we should be able to paint over this and make it darker. There we go. Yes. Yeah, that kind of works. I mean, we've got little weird step things here, but we can maybe tidy that up and hide it and put some wall in. Make it look the business. Yes. I mean, we are hiding all of this as well. That's sort of working for me. We can have this concrete come all the way down here, I think. We might even be able to do something with... if we go back to these and use that and raise it up, we might be able to do something like that to hide it. That was too high, wasn't it? Maybe a 4 on here. Yeah, we could fill that bit up like this. Oh, I like that, don't you? Yeah, I like that. Doesn't need to be quite that high. There we go. And then can we pop that up. That might have been the way to do it anyway. Is that just perfect? I mean, it's close, isn't it? Oh yeah, and that will hide that gap completely. Does it matter if it's perfect? I mean, it does a little bit. Oh, that's not good though. It does a little bit, doesn't it, guys? But we want to hide that little bit there that we've got dipping down towards the station. There, we're in. Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, I don't mind the little step. The little step's fine. We're going to hide most of that. Which means we can maybe do something similar with this. Along here. Can we? That would be easier, wouldn't it? I mean, if this works, I'll be all sorts of chuffed. You go along here. It just gives it a nice, sharp, solid edge, doesn't it? There we go. Yeah, and then we've got something to work with that side as well. Maybe we could do something that side? Similar? Well, this does need to head over the top. And we do need like a section going across over here as well. But I will work on that. It's probably only just... No, it would go across. It's supposed to be part of this road going across the edge of this. So we might have to improvise a little bit. I know it looks a bit blocky and Minecrafty at the moment. Not a bad thing though, is it? I may need to move those back. Yes. Yeah, there's a bit going across here as well. There's like metal beams. In fact, let's show you. You see, we've got those white metal beams. We've got these just here. They go all the way across. I do want to do something with those. And then we've got a bit of a walkway. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of building. This needs hiding as well. I think eventually we can get it looking sort of the part. We might need a bit of variation in this. It's a bit too much of a brick wall, isn't it? I think just moving it back a little bit might help. Just off here. But other than that, I mean, we've got that little gap to fill in as well. I do like these in the side though. Yes, it depends, because if we want to put benches on. Do you know, I think I'll save that and then we'll get this train extended and we'll get on board. That's us diving underground on the way. And our first draft, let's see what I can do with it to make it look beautiful. I think just a few buildings around here might do the job. As long as we hide all this that Transport Fever does. With some straight edges, some brick. I think we'll be okay. I've got to decide what I'm doing with this. I've also got to hunt down a cab ride, hopefully. So that I can see what this station actually looks like. But that's my plan. That's my idea. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. Try and tidy up some of this to get it probably not that close to the road. Although, this is like that, isn't it? So it kind of does work as a curb. Perhaps with some fence along here, it wouldn't look half bad. Now, that might not be a bad idea at all. Yeah, it just needs to be a little lower, perhaps. That's all I'm going to say there. And because we can always delete the ballast afterwards. Anyway, shall we get this train extended? Let's pause it there. Oh, do you know what we need, unfortunately? We're going to have to stick a little crossover in down here, aren't we? That's unfortunate. Don't know what's going on there. Let's get a crossover in. A temporary one. Well, I mean, technically we don't need it. We could just cross over up here. Which might not be a bad idea. We could have like a little crossing here. Because there's only one train at the moment. And I believe there is a crossover. Something like that. Not with that though. With that would be much nicer. Let's get that in. Yeah, and we've got the catenary tidied up. Beautiful. That'll do. Yes. No, that'll be absolutely fine, won't it? Catenary, yes. Oh, you've done it again. Where do we put that in? There. That's fine. Okay, guys. Let's get it extended now. Manage line. So after... Let's get rid of Carmile. We'll start at... We'll start it here. It doesn't matter. Oh, not a new line. Don't do that. Let's go from here first, and then to Rutherglen, and then to Carmyle, and then back to Rutherglen. And we want to be on this side coming back, don't we? One of these needs to be a 1. Dalmarnock to Rutherglen. Which side do we need to be on? We need to be on that side. So I think it's coming from Carmyle that needs to be 1. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, this doesn't matter at the moment. That should be fine. That should be fine. I had to change this side over because I did move this junction. Guys, I think we got it. Brilliant. We're on board. A new service. There's our bridge we did a little bit of detailing for. And the roads I did. This section is starting to come together. And, oh, you didn't need to do that though. It doesn't matter. Actually, you might be a bit broken at the moment. We'll see where we go. Are you supposed to be going the other way? What are we doing? Oh, you might be at this point of the journey, so you're going to flip back round. Ah, we'll see. We'll see what it does. Anyway, it took a bit of putting together today's episode. I hope it turned out okay for you. I will go ahead now. Oh yes, we are going back that way. Then that is perfect. Yeah, I'll go ahead and work on the rest of Dalmarnock Station. See if I can't dig in and around for some assets so that it looks close to the real thing. Especially street level. And cab riding. Oh, that was cool. There we go. There goes the Expressia train. That's what I'll call that. Up to Cambuslang. We're heading down towards Carmyle. I will, no doubt, remember all these eventually, especially by the end of the series. I'm getting quite familiar with Scotland, and that's really what this is all about. Guys, I'll leave you with a cab ride to Dalmarnock. Hopefully it's starting to look the part. And we'll take a look at the beginning of the next episode of how I changed it. And until then, take care.